part of, can go, where is the controller? Okay. Yes, so our goal is to create an organization and a network of women in computing. We've been working within the AF Star organization network for a long time. Actually, AFCHICS has really its birth around also a lot of AFNOG work, and the goal is to ensure that we have increased women taking up the opportunities like this, which create exposure, mentorship, capacity building, so that we can be able to have a strong pipeline of technical women who then participate in our internet ecosystem. So we carry out different activities which touch on either transitioning girls from primary to secondary to take up maths and science by just creating exposure, high schools as well, college, to make sure that they are aware of the requirements for early career in terms of how to transition, and also lots of hands-on workshops that help women to be competent, because we know that technical skills, are really fundamental to really effectively benefit from being part of the workforce. So I think I did the wrong one. Yeah, so we've been around doing this since 2004. And we've had a chance to connect with at least 25 chapters. And out of these, we've managed to impact up to 17,000 plus women and girls in this programming. So we want to continue doing this. We want to continue doing this with the AF Star organizations. And that is in partnering to become a thematic partner, because we now have very specialized lines. Before, we can't generalize anymore. There's a lot of, interest areas, specialization areas in terms of how the internet ecosystem has morphed. And we look ourselves as a gender equality thematic partner to help navigate those pipelines and also help women to understand what the opportunities that come. So what is needed for these, females to really thrive in the ecosystem is lots of trainings and workshops to improve in terms of technical capacity. We all need that. This is what we do every day. A lot of mentorship. One of the challenges that comes with getting technical skills, but not really knowing how to get around things, is that mentorship really makes a big difference. So that's one of the biggest things that we do. And then collaborations, outreach programs, and incubating good ideas and activities. So I want to introduce to you a program that we are running currently with very strong support from ISOC, the Internet Society. And that's the Women in Tech Leadership Program, which targets to look at the leaky pipeline. And, when I came into this room, I just came from Nairobi, I just arrived. I looked and I started to count the number of women, which is the first way, that's how I joined AFNOG the first time many years ago in Nairobi. I found the same formula, like just very few women, and we keep on wondering why are they not there or what happened. So the idea is to, create interventions through this program so that we begin to reduce the rate of leakage that's happening within the pipeline. We cannot seal completely, perhaps, but together we can collaborate so that then we begin to leak. We start to encourage more girls to take up, maths and science and related subjects, because we know along the way your college admission will look at some of these subjects. Again, how to stick into these subjects even when they appear very hard through high school. And at the same time, once you opt into these programs, at the university, how to just navigate yourself through the programs, and then early career all the way to senior leadership, because I think at the senior leadership level across the world, really, but more adversely within the continent, we are speaking about drops once in a while in terms of who is available to really transition that. So this can happen, especially because this denies young girls role models. But I like to say that, the men in the room are really essential, because most girls in technology were inspired by their own fathers. So I want you to play that role every time you have access to these girls. We were inspired by our fathers. So when you play that role as a as a mentor to the young girls, it really makes a big difference. The kind of activities we are doing is encouraging lots of professional education, outreach, mentorship, skills training, projects, fellowships. We have lots of interventions that we are doing across, the different levels of interest in terms of developing these skills and really creating a pipeline, because it's all about how people come in. We are very lucky because through the education system, everybody is going to study maths and science. But the question is, how do we end up getting very few at the end? And so those are the reasons why we are talking about the leaky pipeline and activities that we can do. And so we can collaborate, and we are here to seek opportunities for collaboration. Universities, colleges that want to increase the intake of women into these programs, we can collaborate. Training providers who want to provide programs, whether they are free or paid or discounted. We just want to make sure that we can be able to help women navigate and find proper opportunities to skill up correctly. And then media to create awareness, industry collaboration partners like the AF Star organizations, and different funders and corporates that want to be part of this equation of the gender equality plan, but just increasing the pipeline, because we know the future will never be different. It will only be more and more totally dependent on technology, and the question is, what do we do about this? So I think it's just by collaboration that we can be able to do more. So in terms of the females, we encourage them to form, birds of a feather, special interest groups. Whether you are in a specific geography, country, or in an organization. So we have programs we have ways to actually help you organize yourself in groups, because people have to have support groups. And then females really find this valuable, because then there's, when you're too few, you might feel like you're alone. And when you meet these other ladies, then this helps to create community. So you can join our program either as a partner, or you can become a member institution to help us working with upskilling staff members, creating gender equality plans where you want to address a gap that we can guide on that. We are able to support you with that, mentorship and sponsorship opportunities, but also to work on funding and policy changes, because at the end of the day, sometimes some of these interventions really need some policy changes. So we hope to also find partners who like to do that. Right now in 2025, we are working to train at least 500 technical women in technical skills. If I was to think about the women who may have benefited from the program that has happened in the last 2 weeks, or is going to happen within these 2 weeks, I don't know how many there are, but here we're talking about people who will then feel very confident and can be acceptable within organizations when they come in for your interviews. And this is because we have identified, and the target group for this is early career, like just post universities, that there's a big university industry gap, and so there's a lot of low confidence for fresh graduates coming to look for technical roles. So this is the target for this group. So we want to increase the number of women who then have the right competency and proficiency to be able to, confidently attend your interviews if you're recruiting, and also to create a robust network of skilled women who can mentor and support future trainees. So in terms of who can participate in this program, we are looking at NRENs, or even regional RENs, because there are women working in the NREN community. It's a very different kind of environment, and there are special skills because of the nature of the sector, domain registries, women community networks, and digital infrastructure operators. Whether you're running an ISP or data center, we are able to collaborate and network. The whole idea is to make sure that women who want to opt into these career paths can find community and can find the early support. In terms of the kind of partnerships we have, ISOC, NSRC, AFNOG, Diplo are working with us to provide most of these trainings. And you can see the topics there, from privacy to campus network design to BGP, cybersecurity, AI, all the things that make you strong and confident to be able to really come from school or in early career, just pick up to be able to see how you can move from one role to the other, especially because most people are leaving degree programs with just very academic approach to the job environment, but these are all things that give them hands-on skills. So to anybody who wants to join this program can scan this QR code and be able to register on a form, so feel free to scan. I'm hoping to see a few phones up scanning because we are seeking partnership. Feel free to share with your colleagues even who are not here. Just pick the link and drop it, where there could be females who could benefit from this program. Share with your colleagues, share with your children, mentees, anybody who can really get access to this, so that then during this process, we can be able to add additional women with technical skills. So tomorrow we will have a side event from 2 p.m. At the Asante room. So if there are females here who want to attend, or friends of progress in terms of gender equality, we want to welcome you to join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. and we'll be having a specific forum just to talk about this and provide mentorship during this AIS week. So thank you very much, moderator. I don't know if I used my time effectively, and I hope my message was home, and I hope to collaborate. So thank you very much for the opportunity.